toast makers, shot takers, and y'all know my favorite, puff chasers. This is your Grace. So Bradley Ashton back with another installment of I Got Five on It, where I give my 5 cents from the millennial masculine perspective. If you don't mind, go ahead and like, share, and subscribe to the channel and on with this new installment. So we all, you've been living on the rock for the last 2 years. The global economy had been very affected by COVID. So we understand that during that time, the content creating site OnlyFans kind of blew up, especially with a lot of women deciding to get on the site and produce adult themed content, whether it was showing feet for individuals that have foot fetishes, whether it was posing in lingerie, different content that they'll probably post different from their Instagram or Facebook or Twitter or whatever social media platform they may be using at the time. Some even post naked. And some even did full out spicy movie scenes, so a lot of women have been able to capitalize on the new streaming platform, which is sort of in a way like a Patreon, that you're able to make exclusive content for subscribers. But in, recent months, the last couple of years, at least since like 2019, OnlyFans has been linked to more of a adult site, which it generates most of its traffic. And it even made announcements, I think sometime last year, that they was going to stop content, but I think they got a lot of pushback and realized that that's kind of their bread and butter at this point. So they decided to keep that aspect of content creating available for that site. So within that span of time, we've actually seen mother and daughter duos. Yes, you heard correctly. Mother and daughter duos make their own videos and special edit content for subscribers that may have paid a certain fee to have it getting done. So I came across this article, and I'm going to add the link to the video so y'all can read it for yourselves. But it says here, mom and daughter pose naked together on OnlyFans. It said that they rake in £8, which is right under $9,000 a month over in the UK. So it says Jessie Joe, 55, this woman almost 6 years old, suggested to her daughter Phoenix Ray Blue, age 24, that they create a joint OnlyFans account. So a mom and daughter who pose naked on OnlyFans makes £8 a month. The pair from Warwickshire, I guess I'm pronouncing that right, Warwickshire. There we go. Whoo! Talk about a tongue twister. Warwickshire even filmed nude food fights. Now, I understand that you have some relationships where the mother and daughter have a close relationship with one another. They may call each other best friend. And you even see in the adult entertainment where you have scenes, because, it's all based on fantasy, where you will see actresses posing as mother and daughter as they engage in personal relations with men or just one singular man. I don't think we've ever really seen like two real life mother and daughters team up to make adult content together. And as you can probably see, or I think it's to make a safe assumption that Miss Ray Blue's father is not in the picture. And it appears that Phoenix is of biracial background. I'm assuming that her father was a black British man. So I don't know what his whereabouts are, but it appears that they have a situation where they have had each other for quite a long while. So Jessie Joe, 55, suggested to her daughter Phoenix Blue, 24, that they create a joint OnlyFans account. Jessie, a glamour model from New Eaton, Warwickshire, said, "My glamour shots got canceled because of the pandemic. So I decided we needed to do something different." Yes, something very different. Said, "We weren't expecting for it to go so crazy. It just blew up, and now is what we pay our bills. We don't touch each other, but are happy to pose naked or in lingerie," and says that they're just having fun. It's always interesting to me when women engage in certain acts that they call it just having fun. Whether it's, twerking each other in the club is having fun. Whether it's, filling up on each other, whether it filling up their breasts or filling up on their buttocks, it's just having fun. It's always teetering turn on the line of having fun or debauchery. But, let's continue reading on down the article, right? So I used to walk around the house naked all the time. So it sounds like Miss Joe is an exhibitionist. She's saying we're used to it. People have called us incestuous before, but they don't really understand what we do. In time, the negative comments have become less. I mean, you gotta think about it. If you're on a site like OnlyFans, which is a content creating site, but you are producing content that will be deemed softcore, spicy films or whatever, you have to take into consideration that that's not really normal. You don't hear actual blood mother and daughter creating content like this together. So it will be a bit offsetting for a lot of individuals to hear that a mother-daughter duo is making content like that. So you just can't operate in this realm of naivete, believing that people are just going to understand what you're doing, even is to make money. Phoenix said, "I thought it was a great idea when my mom suggested a joint OnlyFans. I saw that no one else was doing it at the time, because, it's a couple of mother-daughter duos on OnlyFans now, but that's besides the point. A lot of my friends are envious of the bond I have with my mom." I always find it interesting that you spell mom across the pond, M-U-M. But for me, it's one thing to have a relationship where you and your mom have a close bond to the point where y'all are making money together, posing naked. That's a whole nother boundary being crossed there, And they say they don't touch each other, but on the side here, it says that they film each other doing nude food fights and, taking baths and whatnot. That's interesting to me, to say the least. So Jessie goes on to say, "We're very comfortable around each other, and it's just so fun what we do. I told her she didn't have to do anything. I told her she didn't have to get anything out. She could just take selfies. But then I found out she'd been getting her boobs out." Oh, man. "I felt really confident doing OnlyFans," Phoenix added. "I wasn't getting anywhere with job applications and interviews, so I didn't sit around doing nothing when I could make money. I thought if we did something different," doggone ads. Hold on. I think it says, "I thought if we did something different for our OnlyFans a bit," Jessie said. There we go. "I thought if we did something different, it might boost our OnlyFans a bit," Jessie said. "But it blew up overnight. We even have some fans just wanting a 5-minute video chat with us. We'll do a bit of a chat and get $50, £50 for it. We still get requests from people asking us to touch each other, but we'll never do that. She's my daughter. We have a very close bond. We're best friends. Now, I'm going to say this. I think that's the line of pretty much every double Xer that has got into the adult industry that has said, oh, I'm only going to do this, and then they start doing this. Or I'm only going to do this and start doing that. I would not be surprised. After a while, you actually see them maybe following each other. I would not be surprised, as they say never. Because when people are desperate for money, you don't know what they'll do in order to make that money. So don't be surprised if you see this mother-daughter duo, OnlyFans duo from the UK start to fund each other in the future. And I think my take overall from it is it's a very interesting position that these two are in together, especially with them being related and being mom and daughter. And I get it. I've heard of mother and daughters being in films together, recording albums, working alongside each other in a family business. But it's another thing to make adult themed content. And with with Phoenix Ray Blue only being 24 years old, I'm really wondering to myself, does she really have the foresight to understand how this can really affect her on down the line? Her mother's 55 years old, so she's pretty much already lived her life. She's already had a child. I don't know if she's ever been married before, but she's already kind of like lived her life. So I think she's just going to be kind of just trying to, coast on for the next, how many years she got on this planet. But Phoenix, she's still a relatively young woman. And I'm just wondering to myself, does she have the foresight to kind of understand how this could potentially affect her in the future? And how this may actually turn away guys that may want to be involved with her as far as a relationship of consequence. And then also, too, let's just say Phoenix has children. Let's just say that she has a daughter. What is she going to explain to her daughter about what mommy and grandma did to make money back in the early 20s? Back in the early 2020s, right? So it's one of those things that I think in the short end, you look at it as, oh, it's just a quick cash grab and something that we can do to get some change. We're making £8, and I don't know what the economy looks like so far in England. I mean, if it's anything like other Western countries like the United States, I can imagine they're in a bit of trouble too, especially, with BritX, happening some years ago. So I would imagine that they probably have a bit of a financial bite in their country as well. So they look at it as, well, we're going to use, what God gave us. So let's go ahead and make this money. But I don't know if this duo has like a long-term goal as far as how they're going to, transform and flip this money going into the future. I don't know if they're going to keep doing this or if they want to do something different. But, so far it looks like, they're, quote unquote, having fun making adult content together as a mother-daughter duo. I just hope for them that they have a bigger picture in mind, and that also, too, that they don't get lost in the sauce and just try to make a quick buck on OnlyFans because, they thought they were doing a niche, but now, they are doing a niche, but more so that they was the only ones doing it. Now you see copycats, in a sense, also making similar content with mother-daughter duos. So it's going to be interesting for them to see how this thing pans out for them. I wouldn't suggest, any of my friends and their mothers made this type of content, because you gotta think, man, the internet's forever. So you gotta sit back and understand how these things are gonna affect you in the future. Let's just say you just wanna do something different. So that's why, when you get involved in stuff like this, you have to understand, this may be just for the right now, but what if for the later on? But, at the end of the day, you can't tell grown folks what to do. But that's just my 5 cents. Y'all let me know down in the comment section what y'all think. This is a very interesting story, to say the least. But, hey, it's 2022. But until next time, eyes front, head out to the finish. See this shit through.